Hey, Internet friends, it's me, Bradley G, here at Synergy Cafe at the World Nerve Center headquarters in Fredley, Minnesota, which is a small little suburb city just north of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I've got a guest that's supposedly coming on, and he's having a challenge because this internet stuff is doing some weird stuff. So I actually see someone that just came in. It looks like his assistant is there. Do you want to come on live? Go ahead and nod if you want to come on live. Yes? Do you want to come on live? Why not? She says. You never know. You got to check because it doesn't look like Frederick Cary. So 1 second, I'll go bring her on. This must be Maria.
I'm Fabi.
Baby. Okay.
I'm Fred's assistant. He is right behind me. He's coming. I just wanted to introduce myself and let you know.
Perfect.
So give him 1 second. He's right here.
Okay, thank you. So we're just going to stand by, and when he's here, then we will bring him on. But his name is Frederick, and the last name is Cary. He's an entrepreneur, and I've been having some technical glitches with this StreamYard platform, but I see him there. He's in the green room. I'm going to go get him. So hang on tight. There he is. Hey, Frederick, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, that's some technical stuff going on here. I was thinking it might have happened to you. Yesterday, I was interviewing someone, and they just could not get on for some reason. So we did a fresh link, and they had to go get their iPad.
Oh, well, we're pretty solid here.
Good. Oh, well, thanks for being here. This is great.
Of course.
So here's a little graphic that I put together. It's right there. His name is Frederick Cary, and he's helping hundreds of brilliant entrepreneurs find their purpose and create their legacy. So where are you located right now, Fred?
I'm in La Jolla, an area of San Diego.
Okay, yeah, I got a friend down that has a place in Borrego Springs.
Oh, wow. That's a little bit out there.
In the desert, yes. How long have you lived in that area?
20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deep roots?
Yeah.
Solid foundation? And you married and got kids and all that stuff, or you solo?
Well, I tried that. The kids I still have. The other part I don't.
Okay, got it. So could you tell me more about how long you've been doing what you've been doing? You've been an entrepreneur, and now you're helping other entrepreneurs. How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, I've actually, with IdeaPros, I've had that for about 6 years now. Sometimes I call it a brilliant move. Sometimes I call it one of the dumbest things I ever did because it's the hardest I've ever worked. Before that, I started 10 different companies and took 2 of them public and had 2 acquired by public companies. So had a really good track record. And I thought, let me figure out what really is going on in the entrepreneurial world and try to come up with solutions for it. And I quickly discovered that 95% of us entrepreneurs are outsiders and we don't know how to play the insider game. We don't have access to capital and connections that we all need. And so I started IdeaPros to kind of level the playing field for anybody that wants to go into business on their own. The downside to it is I have 400 startups right now. So I'm dead to 400 screaming children, and that part is really hard.
Well, you scored on the domain name there, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So how long? When did you start that? How long ago?
Yeah, it was. I think we got our URL 7 years ago, and then we practiced for a year before we went live with our business.
Well, isn't it kind of interesting that business is really nothing more than a product and a prospect and making the connection? But people are variables. There's so many things that happen. You got people that are extroverts and introverts, and they operate all differently. So that's what you're going through. And so you have how many clients that you're working with?
Well, we have 400 companies that we're minority owners of now, that each one of them came to us with basically a paper napkin idea. So monumental undertaking. We also, in the same period of time, we've had 100,000 applications to work with us. So it's been really drinking through a fire hose since the day we started.
Are these clients of yours, have they been there, done that? So they've got a new idea as an entrepreneur, or are they like, I just quit my job and I got to find something out. I figure something out here.
You know, the sweet spot for the folks that come to us, it's really 30 to 55. Typically, corporate America, they're doing really well. I mean, I've had people come to me with $750,000 a year salary and just say, I can't stand my life anymore, and I want to get out on my own. You know, it becomes not about the money anymore, about waking up in the morning and having a smile on your face. And so they come to us. They're usually come from a very protective environment that has all the infrastructure, the support systems, the access to capital, everything they need to do their job. And all of a sudden, they're out in the Wild West.
Right.
And while they're skilled, they really don't know how to play in this playground.
Yeah, it is I've been self-employed pretty much all my life, other than I worked for the county parks for a few years out of high school.
Yeah.
But I didn't like being told what to do. I wanted to be entrepreneurial, but it's a different kind of mind. You got to get up in the morning. You can't just sleep in. You got to take
Yeah.
action. And
Yeah.
sometimes that paycheck that comes on Friday, sometimes it's not there. So you got to go get it.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had a paycheck for 2.5 years. And by the way, I'm not alone. Elon Musk is in the same boat. And you know, sometimes as an entrepreneurial business owner, you put everything you have back into that company rather than feed yourself from it. So it's just not for the faint-hearted. Certainly, with entrepreneurship, even the most successful companies have had more failures than successes along that journey. You just have to have one more success at the end to keep yourself going.
That's what I've said. You just got to get up one more time than you fell down, right?
Exactly.
You can't fail if you don't quit. And
Uh-huh.
that's what keeps me going. I just think, sometimes I think I should just go find a job or something, but you just keep going. And I remember I used to do a lot of magical entertainment, and I was always looking for the next gig. And sometimes you say, you know what, I should go just get a job. Well, now you've got to fill out your resume, update your resume, get your resume out there. Why
Yeah.
not just do that with a brochure? Because you're doing the same thing,
Right.
So
Right.
it's a mindset thing,
Yeah.
realizing it's not there. I was
Yeah.
wondering, when the COVID thing happened to you, did you see like an uptick because people lost their jobs and started new stuff?
You know, it's really interesting because when that first happened in March, whenever that, what year was that? 2020. When that first happened, our marketing agency suggested that we reduce our marketing spend because the world was going to hell, and I thought the opposite, and we actually increased our marketing, and we had stellar months one after another because people were sitting home on their computers instead of in an office and thinking, wow, this lifestyle that I thought.
Oh, you froze up there. Come on back.
And it gave a lot of people the opportunity to think about doing something on their own. So it really
Yeah,
did help business.
there's a company that makes farm tractors that what they did was they kept advertising through the depression time. Do you know what company that was?
Caterpillar,
Farm tractors, John Deere.
John Deere. Okay, yeah, John Deere. Yeah,
So their brand kept them going just because they're the only one. I mean, it'd be nice if everybody quit advertising and I'd
yeah,
probably get better rates.
yeah, exactly.
So who's your ideal client then? Is it somebody that lives in your area, or is it mostly US, or is it all over the world?
Well, we have clients in 44 states and 5 countries. So
Oh,
we have, and about 8% of them are from Canada. So we have them all over the place. I think the ideal client is not so much geographically induced. It's really what goes on inside their head.
yeah.
And you can have a half-baked idea, and we'll still want to work with you if you have the mindset necessary to succeed. At the end of the day, most ventures, when they start out, what you end up with is, in many cases, nothing like what you thought you were going to have when you started that journey. So
Yeah.
we're really looking for kind of intellect, drive, perseverance, ownership. You know, there's out of those 400 companies we have, there's a subset of those that blame any failure on everybody but themselves. And that person that does that will never succeed, because once you're blaming outside, you're
Right.
not taking the responsibility necessary to fix what's going on. And so we look for all those character traits in someone before we decide whether to work with them or not.
Yeah, it was T. Harv Eker said, "Don't blame, complain, or justify."
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let me ask you this, and it's actually for personal reasons, because I've been self-employed, but I was always a small company owner operator. I never took out bank loans. I never even really did business plans. I started out as a magician, then I got in the event industry producing trade shows. And it's not something where you need to get a bunch of inventory or build out a building or anything. Is that a type of client that you would accept? Someone that maybe just has an idea, doesn't have funding? Maybe we can go look for funding, or venture
Yeah.
capitalists or angel investors or something with just an idea?
Yeah, a whole lot of people that we took. In fact, exclusively when we first started, it was just people with ideas, right from the very beginning. They had to have the capital to start working with us, but then as we go through the journey and then we go live with their company, then we will help them go get funding. In fact, I just got back 2 nights ago from Silicon Valley. I had taken 5 companies up there to pitch to about 50 different venture capital firms and angel groups, and we do that almost monthly now. We're having so much traction of people going live and getting ready to expand to the next level. So that's become a monthly jaunt for me, our flight up to Silicon Valley.
It's good to know. After I said that and I looked at your domain name again, it's IdeaPros. Of course, that's what you do. You take an idea. And
Yeah.
so, speaking of which, this is a thing I've got. It's going to pop on the screen there. It's Costa Rica.
Nice.
I'm working on a project in Costa Rica that it's an event center down there. And then when the COVID thing happened, all that stopped, all the event stuff and tourism and stuff. So we put it on the back burner, and now I'm looking to rekindle it. So do you do stuff in Costa Rica?
The most memorable thing I did in Costa Rica was when Coldplay was getting ready to start their world tour 2.5 years ago. They asked me to come down and spend 2 weeks with them in Costa Rica before they started training Chris Martin on leadership and working with 150 crew members that were going to go out on the road for 3 years on how to become a family away from home. And so I spent a couple of really cool weeks there, and I love Costa Rica. I think that'd be an awesome place for you to build what you're doing. But we help with funding and financing all over the world. So we definitely.
We might have to have a conversation after this,
Yeah.
or some place down the road. So, like, I'm trying to figure. So, are you kind of like open to anybody calling you? You got some way on your website to kind of filter through. Otherwise, everybody's got. I got this great idea with paper clips and pastrami. I'm not.
We haven't had that idea yet, but we've had just about everything else. But no, we pretty much look at everything. Any of your listeners, if they want to contact me directly, they can just write to fred@ideapros.com. I'll look at everything. Although my staff baby, who you met before we went live, who threatens to kill me regularly for saying that. But just Fred at IdeaPros. You have an idea, you have a thought, you want to explore something, I can either help you or lead you in the right direction. Happy to do it.
Yeah, I suppose after the years, you kind of look at people and go, you know what, you just don't have it in you. It's a great idea, but find maybe a partner. Go on a Shark Tank or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever get people that do that?
We've had people that have gone to Shark Tank and then come to us afterwards.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They probably go,
Yeah.
I don't want, those guys want too much.
Yeah, that it's a good TV show.
It is.
You have 100,000 people. Out of the 100,000 people that apply, you may have 20, 30 that get on there for the season. Of those, half of them make it onto the show. of the ones that make it onto the show, half of them get an offer. Of the offers that are given on TV, 20% of them actually end up happening. So it's more entertainment than a good business model to go get your funding.
Yep, or just exposure. There was a company up here as Extreme Sandbox was on Shark Tank, and it was all heavy equipment where you can do team building events from a company and go there and play with the bulldozers and stuff. And his business kind of went up after that. He didn't get it. He didn't do anything with Shark Tank,
Yeah.
but people heard about it and
Oh yeah.
started playing the game.
Yeah. If you can get on there for the publicity, that's not a bad deal.
So on your website, do you have any downloadable things that people can?
Yeah, if you go to IdeaPros.com, we have all sorts of content. We have a really good blog with broken down into categories with information about every element of what you want to do as a business owner or somebody conceiving a business or really want to substantially grow a business. We have an opportunity right on the homepage to either apply for financing or to work with me to go out and get funding through the venture community or angel groups. So there's a lot of opportunities for entrepreneurs to go there and get valuable information.
I suppose there's been a lot of the younger generation that kind of took advantage of how to get this traffic. And I mean, some of it is a bunch of bullshit, but some of it, like Mr. Beast. You ever heard of that guy?
Yeah, he's done a hell of a job.
Yeah, some people they do some miraculous things, and others they think they are.
Yeah, I don't have his type of following, but I do have over 500,000 people on Instagram at official Fred Cary, Cary. If anybody wants to follow me on that one, I on a daily basis I give advice. It's meant to be inspirational or advice on entrepreneurship or growing your business or being a better human being. I think that's always a good thing to try to do.
How do you keep up on stuff like that? Like, I don't know how old you are. I'm 67, but you seem like you're in my age bracket a little bit.
Yeah, I'm a
You
little
got
old than you.
these younger generation kids. There's some kids that are like in their 20s that they're doing like over $300,000 a month with Pokemon cards. They have a live stream and it's called Kraken Hits, and they just crack these things open and look for the good card and put it up on their Shopify store, and they're making bank.
Well, I wish one of them were my kids.
But I mean, somebody that has an idea like that, that's more younger generation, how do you guide them through on something like that? You just tell them, hey, you're doing just fine. Or you say, hey, have you got this? You got a patent attorney or anything? You got this stuff locked in anyway? Or
Yeah, no, we have advice for anybody at any level. I mean, as I said, we work with people at raw idea stage, but I'm also working with a company that has $90 million in back orders that wants to get $20 million in funding, venture capital funding. I'm working with them on how to help them grow their business, even at that level. So we can help anybody at any level, really.
very cool. Well, Fred, I kind of keep these kind of short, so we're up at like 20 minutes, but I try and keep it consumable rather than a Joe Rogan 4-hour episode. I keep it a little tighter. So if we can close this off, could you share any like nuggets that someone might go, hey, I should probably do that idea, and I should be a pro at it?
Well, if we're talking about an audience that is thinking about entrepreneurship or starting their business or growing their business, I think fundamentally the biggest things that I think help make you more likely to succeed are, number one, if you can align what you're doing with your purpose or your passion or something you really, really care about, that's going to give you an upper edge because you're going to work harder. Look at some of the best athletes in the world. They show up at practice early, they stay after everybody else is gone, and they're already at the top of their game, but they keep working on becoming better and better. So that's one of the focuses, that if you're very, very passionate about what you pick as your business,
Right.
then instead of just being opportunistic and saying, oh, this looks like a good business model, if you pick something that you can find passion in, then you're going to do a lot better and you're going to be a lot happier. That's the number one thing. The number two thing I tell anybody is try to make yourself obsolete every day. Why do I say that? Because if you found the right business environment to start really growing, and you're like all fat and happy, thinking everything is cool, you've gotten the attention of competitors. And they're going to look at you, they're going to see what you're doing, they're going to look for the flaws in what you're doing, they're looking for a better way to do what you're doing because they want to eat your lunch and take your customers and leave
Right.
you in the dust. And so if you do that every day, where am I screwing up? How can I be better? How can I change this game? What other offerings can I have? Do I have to completely change my business model to keep winning? If you think like that every day, or at least every week, then you're going to stay ahead of the game and ahead of the competition, even if you're already ahead of them right now. Those are the two critical things. And I think the final thing is to have a mentor. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however much you know, if you have somebody you can go to, rely on, get feedback from, and advice from, I think that's a really important critical element as well.
Well, those are three golden nuggets there. I agree. You have to let your passion pull you through, because if you got the widget, all of a sudden you lose interest in it. You're just going to burn out because it's a lot of work. So you have to have something that has purpose to pull you through. That makes total good sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let you jump into the green room. We do have some digital hors d'oeuvres in there. So if you want some low-cal snacks, you can go ahead and help yourself.
Okay.
But Fred, I really appreciate you jumping on here. This was great.
Well, thank you.
What I do with this is then I propagate this out on blogs and all that stuff, and then I'll send links to your people.
Okay, awesome.
If you want to stick around, we can have a little chat.
Yeah, really good. Thanks.
If you got to get going, that's all good too. Okay?
No, we can have a little chat if you want to talk about Costa Rica or something.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Well, there you had it. IdeaPros right there. That's how you find out. Learn more. And here's a little bit of something. There it is, helping hundreds of brilliant entrepreneurs find their purpose and create a legacy. That is what it's about. I mean, I'm 67. I used to be very, very active in the event industry and very passionate about it. And I'm not so much anymore. When COVID hit, it took the wind out of my sails. And actually right now I'm trying to find something that pulls me through. So that's what you need. You need something that you care about. So that's my story, Morning Glory. I'm going to sign this off. Enjoy the rest of your day. I want you to be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice? Yes, I said be nice. Be nice.